in many cases, it doesn't matter what sex somebody is, and there's no need to draw attention to it. But if you're talking about a rapist or a sports person or the first woman to lead a major company or anything where you're drawing attention to the sex of the person or the sex matters, then that has to be accurate. And presenting someone as a female athlete when they're male is not accurate, and that's not the job of journalist and of the national broadcaster.
Well, I think you're right. That in the case of athletes or so on, it should be mentioned that a person is, in that particular instance, a trans woman or a trans man. No, it doesn't have to mention they're male. Everybody knows what a trans woman or a trans man are.
They don't, Peter. We've done surveys, and what we found is if you say transgender woman, many people don't know whether that means a woman who thinks she's a man or a man who thinks he's a woman. So you have to be really clear about what sex people are, where sex matters in situations like crime and like sport and like anything where you're trying to celebrate the achievement of women.
I think you will find that in most of those reports, the fact that a person is a biological male has been mentioned in the reports. And indeed, there have been quotes from you and others pointing out that it is not appropriate for a trans person or a trans woman with a history of violence or sexual attacks on women to be in a woman's prison, which I agree with. That is not appropriate. Trans women who have a history of violence or sexual assault should not be in a woman's prison.
They've reported male murderers as women over and over again for weeks and weeks on end. They're driven by gender ideology, and it's undermining the integrity of journalism at the BBC. Their job is not to promote people's identity, but to deliver the news so that other people, so that the audience can understand it. That means using language that ordinary people can understand, like male and female, man and woman.
Yeah, I certainly think that there are some cases.
I agree that biological sex is really important, absolutely, but so is gender identity. They're two different things. They're not the same. I think it's perfectly valid that news reporters refer to a person's gender identity. That's part of their reality, and it's part of all our realities. Maya, you have a female gender identity. I have a male gender identity. Nothing wrong with reporting that.
No, I don't. As you said, there's no need to draw attention to someone's transgender identity. Just say whether they're male or female. I'm female. That's not my gender identity. That's my sex, Peter.
It is, because look at the way you're dressed, the way your makeup, your clothes. You are affirming your female identity. You're not dressing according to.
I was female before I put my makeup on.